How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. How do narcissists end up eventually? Many narcissists start out creating an impressive image. They charm, they dazzle, and they manipulate people into admiration. For instance, Mark, a successful lawyer who always knew what to say in a crowd. People were drawn to his confidence, but it was all surface. Mark felt empty underneath. Now there's the issue of building a house on sand. Narcissistic relationships are often transactional. Narcissists keep friends and partners around as long as they are useful. Jessica, a narcissist in her late 30s, rotated through friendships every year. People eventually noticed that she only called when she needed something. Success can be real but fragile. Some narcissists climb high in careers or social circles. Their ambition and charisma help, but because they lack empathy, they often burn bridges. Think of Rick, a CEO who was ousted after repeated HR complaints. His arrogance masked deep insecurities. The mask eventually slips. Over time, people around the narcissist, they notice patterns. They notice manipulation, blame shifting, lack of accountability. The narcissist charm wears thin. Partners, co-workers, and friends begin to distance themselves. They no longer buy into their performance. Again, narcissists struggle with true intimacy. Real connection requires vulnerability, something the narcissist avoids. Maria dated a narcissist who was romantic at first, but emotionally unavailable. When she needed comfort, he mocked her feelings. The relationship crumbled. Narcissists often alienate loved ones because they're controlling and dismissive of others' emotions. Narcissists often lose the people closest to them. Children may grow distant. Spouses leave. Siblings cut contracts. Or they even cut contacts. Now, eventually, many narcissists end up isolated. They end up being alienated by the loved ones. Age doesn't soften the narcissist, it exposes them. As the narcissist ages, narcissists often lose their youthful charm or professional edge. Without these assets, their manipulations become more transparent. An aging narcissist may be seen as bitter, lonely, or even pitiful. Narcissists often experience a major fall from grace, from power, or from relationships. These moments are devastating because their entire identity is tied to how others perceive them. Without admiration, they feel worthless. Reputations built on lies and manipulation don't last. Over time, people talk. Patterns emerge. One woman shared how her narcissistic ex spread lies about her, only for others to realize he had done it to several exes before. Some narcissists cycle through people quickly. When one person sees through them, they find another, but the pool shrinks. After enough time, fewer people are willing to give them chances. The cycle becomes harder to maintain. If they've crossed ethical or legal lines, which many do, consequences catch up. Lawsuits, criminal charges, or financial ruin are not uncommon. In trying to escape inner emptiness, some narcissists turn to alcohol, drugs, or risky behaviors. These coping mechanisms can spiral out of control, especially when admiration dries up and self-worth crashes. For narcissistic parents, children growing up and living can be devastating. Without dependence to control or show off, they feel purposeless. One mother became bitter and depressed when her daughter moved out and stopped calling. Self-reflection is rare for narcissists. When things fall apart, they rarely ask, "What did I do wrong?" Instead, they blame exes. They blame bosses. They blame friends, even strangers. This isolates them further. Many narcissists revise history to paint themselves as victims or heroes. One man alienated every friend he had, but insisted for years that everyone had turned on him out of jealousy. Some narcissists seek therapy, usually after a crisis. If they truly engage, which is rare, they might grow. But therapy requires facing painful truths, which many avoid. Only a small fraction make lasting change. Children of narcissists often grow up hurt, confused, and angry. As adults, they may go no contact. Narcissists who once controlled the household find themselves estranged, wondering why their children don't return their calls. They may keep up appearances, smiles on social media, polite small talk at events, but behind closed doors, they are often deeply unhappy. The facade becomes harder to maintain. Narcissists often end up lonely, not because they lack social skills, but because people tire of being used. They might have acquaintances, but few meaningful relationships. As their charm fades, narcissists scramble to find new sources of validation. They might chase younger partners, try to relive their glory days, or become obsessed with image and appearances. When people leave them, narcissists often launch smear campaigns, but over time, others notice a pattern. They realize the narcissist has similar stories about everyone. Their credibility tanks. Maintaining a false self is exhausting. Constantly strategizing how to impress, control, or deceive wears on them. Now, this burnout can manifest as depression, apathy, or emotional breakdowns. Because narcissists fear vulnerability, they often sabotage their best chances for real love. Years later, they may reflect bitterly on lost relationships, but still blame the other person. Narcissists will rarely know who they are. Narcissists shift for approval, but when that approval disappears, they don't know who they are. Without others' attention, they feel lost because their identity was never internal. Narcissists have this fear of being forgotten. As they age, some narcissists panic at the idea of becoming irrelevant. They may act out, trying to reclaim importance or become reclusive. Their worst fear isn't being hated, it is being ignored. Narcissists often repel empathy. By the time a narcissist needs help, emotionally, financially, or physically, most people are gone. Those who might have helped once now protect themselves. Some narcissists feel regret, not for what they did, but for what they lost. They miss the admiration, the status, the perks, but they still don't own their behavior. Not all narcissists fall apart visibly. Some double down on denial, cling to a shrinking echo chamber, and live in a self-created fantasy world. They die believing their own lies. Rarely a narcissist hits a low so devastating, that is bankruptcy, abandonment, public humiliation, that they confront their wounds. If they engage in deep healing, growth is possible, but it's extremely rare. How narcissists end up depends on their willingness to change. Most don't. They end up bitter, alone, and confused why people turned on them. A few, however, seek redemption and begin the long road towards authenticity. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.